Howdy folks, Crazy Jason here, and I am here to do a review of Zero Dark 30, the new Kathryn Bigelow film. Now, why am I standing in an anonymous parking lot doing a movie review? Well, there's a very good explanation for that, and I'm actually going to make a separate vlog video explaining what happened this evening, but suffice it to say that I was harassed by Nazi night manager at the theater, which I will not name. No names, although I will say that I met some nice folks this evening who I will talk about at some point. But I want to put all of that negativity aside and get to the movie itself. Because bottom line, this movie was phantasmic. And that is patent pending by the Wacky Emporium, by the way. This movie, my expectations were low. You know, I was thinking about the movie, I read about the movie, a lot of hype. I usually don't like a lot of hype about films, it usually kills it for me. I was expecting, there's a 94% rating on Rotten Tomatoes when I left the house today. And I was expecting maybe a solid B. Maybe it would be that. But the thing is, I didn't enjoy The Hurt Locker. That was underwhelming to me. Now, after seeing this film, I'm going to go back and revisit that on Blu-ray. But I really didn't feel like The Hurt Locker deserved all of the accolades. I didn't feel like it deserved the Academy Award. I didn't like the shaky cam. Now, Zero Dark 30 employs handheld camera, but to great effect. Unlike The Hurt Locker, where I felt like there was a lot of unnecessary camera movements. Zero Dark 30 is an almost perfect film. The only thing that holds it back is the editing. And there's a yin-yang thing going on with the editing, because I also happen to think that there is some fantastic editing in this film. But I also think the film was a little bit too long and could have been trimmed down, just a little bit. I think trims here and there, especially in the last third of the film. I think they could have trimmed it down. Well, the climax of the film, where they're going in to get Bin Laden, I don't think I'm ruining anything here. We all kind of know the story. And that was one of my worries early on. It's the first 20 to 30 minutes of the film. This is one warning I do want to give you guys. Go into this movie understanding that you just need to settle back and let yourself be taken by it. Just understand that the first 20 or 30 minutes may come on as a little boring, but it builds. Trust me, the tension builds. And I was thinking, I'm probably not going to like this film at all, because I know basically what happens. Well, I was wrong. There were so many things that occurred in this film that I didn't realize. Now, I will say, I don't believe everything the media tells me. I don't believe everything the government tells me. At the beginning of this film, it did say not only was this film based on a true story, but that it was based on first-hand accounts of the story. So, let's just put all of my conspiracy-minded crap away and focus on the film itself. And let's assume that everything that happened in the film really did happen. And if that's the case, it's a phenomenal story, folks. It's phenomenal. And it's not just a phenomenal story, it's a phenomenal story told well on film. And this could be the best film I've seen all year. This and The Master I would put at the very top of my list. It's been a very long time since I've had an experience like this at the movie theater, especially with the hype. I don't remember the last time I have enjoyed a movie so thoroughly with the hype machine running at full speed, And Jessica Chastain as the main character, she definitely deserves all of the accolades she's getting, and I can see her as the front runner at the Academy Awards, and she deserves it. And you know what? It's not because her acting is so powerful and so great. It's because it's such a well-written role. I forget the screenwriter's name. I think it's Mark Bowl. I could have that wrong, but great screenplay, very tight. Great characters all around. Now, characters come and go because this is based on a true story, and people come into your life and they exit. But they handled that fairly well. I had one moment where I was like, who is this guy who's acting like he knows Jessica Chastain? Who is this nobody? But I soon got over that. But back to Jessica Chastain. The reason why she deserves all of these accolades, all of these, awards, whatever's coming her way, is because she does what any good actress will do, especially with a well-written character that she just was extraordinarily fortunate to get. Probably one of the best written characters, again up there with the master, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix. Very well written characters. Jessica Chastain. You saw the film through her eyes, which is what is supposed to happen in a traditional classical film, where you have a main protagonist and you see the movie through their eyes. I was feeling with very little exposition, almost no exposition. I knew who she was. I knew who she was just by her acting, just through the story, just through how she was, and I felt a connection to her, And this is a female role, and just astonishing. I mean, I just felt a connection. I saw the story through her eyes. I knew what she was all about, what kind of person she was. And the movie is very tight. It's very driven, just like the character that she plays. The through line is just boom. They don't fool around with subplots. It's straight. We're going after Al Qaeda. We're going after bin Laden. I do want to talk about the torture scenes. That's getting a little bit of press. They were shocking, but in a way you wouldn't expect. Not because, it was, something on the level of Hostel or Saw, or, it's not shocking in that way, not in a horror film sort of way. It's shocking in that, okay, so that's what waterboarding actually is. They show exactly what they do and what it does to the person, and I actually appreciated the handheld camera in scenes like that because it did get you in there. It did sort of make you, I'm looking at this character being waterboarded, and I'm imagining and feeling what this character is going through. And other torture techniques, things involving a box. I don't want to, give away spoilers, but bottom line, guys, just great performances all around, and a great script, great direction by Kathryn Bigelow, who I was really down about after seeing The Hurt Locker. I admit it, folks. I've been a big fan of hers since Point Break, which I consider to be the greatest pure action film of all time. And I thought, what is she doing? But in this film, all that's just gone. I'm back to loving Kathryn Bigelow, and I give this film a solid A. A solid A. Even the fact that it drug on a little bit too long, and probably 20 to 30 minutes could have been snipped out of the film. That's the only thing keeping it from an A+. It's a solid A, a phantasmic A. And guys, for those of you who know me, you know that I don't give out such high marks for a movie very easily. I just don't. I have pretty, rigid. I was sitting there scrutinizing while I was enjoying it, and I was thinking to myself, I can settle down now and just enjoy the film, because there's really nothing for me to critique here. I am in good hands enjoying a great film. So I definitely recommend it. You also know, if you know me, that I find it hard to straight up recommend, hey guys, go out, spend $10, see this movie in the theater. I definitely recommend it. I definitely recommend it as a theater experience. I mean, everything about it, the way it was shot, the sound editing, Very suspenseful. Definitely, you know, for the big screen. So that's the bottom line, folks. And as for my experience, I'm going to make a separate vlog on that because I don't want to take away from the enthusiasm of this review. But just let's say that I was accosted by the night manager at the theater, and I'm not going to name any names, but I will tell my story. I'll probably put a link to that vlog if you want to go and find out what happened. I met some really nice folks tonight. I'll talk about them in the vlog as well. But I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you just happened by my channel and you like my review, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Crazy Jason, and you've been in my Wacky Emporium, baby.